Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another episode of Utopia with myself, Lewis. I hope you're all good. And today I am gonna basically wing it because I haven't really got much that I feel I need to build at the minute. It's more about the waiting game, but I thought there's a few things we could do in the meantime while I'm waiting, basically to get Iridium. Iridium is kind of the main thing that I'm after at the minute, and it's taken some time to acquire that amount of Iridium. You can see that I've been doing quite a bit of excavating with these guys, and it's still taking a long time to get the Iridium that I need. So yes, now there's a few things that I want to go ahead and make, and I'm thinking today a good power source for this is probably a good way of doing it, purely because we're going to stick with the biofuel. I like the biofuel, it runs fine. Look, he's running away, he's not having any problems, and he's going at a decent enough speed. I don't see a problem with the speed that he's going at. Probably thinking, why am I doing this one here? I just kind of wanted to bring it all into one hole. I think it would look nicer, but he seems to be running alright with just this one here, so yeah, I'm liking it, I'm liking it. But the problem I'm having is the sapling problem. So the machine that we made before using, I believe it's factorization, or no, Mine Factory Reloaded, it works kind of alright, but the problem I'm having is they seem to use quite a bit of power. So all of those machines going at once, like I say, it does seem to zap the power a little bit, and I keep seeming to run out of lava pools in the nether. So I'm thinking I can either go and find like a humongous pool, but I'd rather make a way that I don't have to keep going to the nether, because I find going to the nether all the time, using up all the lava, is kind of a cheating way of getting power. But you know, that's fine, that's fine. So the minute is turned off over there, and I want a better way of producing saplings for our biofuel downstairs. If you look down here, you can see that we're kind of almost halfway, but we seem to be continuously getting the red ticking light, which is definitely not good, and I'm always running out of saplings. So I think the way we're going to get around this is, well, I've looked at different ways of getting around this, but I think the best way is the Steve Cart's way of doing it. You may have seen this one before. There's been a lot of people that have done this one, but it seems to be the best way to kind of combat this, to get tons of saplings and whatnot, and kind of speed up the process without having to use too much power. Like I said, I could use the Senno's gone. I could use forestry, but that requires a power source once again. Could use the peat engines, but still, I'd rather make a solar cart and do it that way. So I think that is the plan, and I'll just show you this, guys. So we've got in here, if I go to my wireless access terminal, you can see that we have a lot of our ores in here now, which is quite nice. You didn't see me use this last time. So we can look at dusts. Oh yeah, look at that. We've got gems in there and all sorts of weird things. We've even got diamonds. We've got 4 diamonds. Oh yeah. So yeah, there's some pretty cool things in there, and I've got a portal gun and all that good stuff. Now I did die between episodes though, so you might be saying, where is your diamond drill? Well, I lost it. I did a fail and I lost it, and that's why I've got different armor types on now as well. So yeah, that was fun. That was definitely fun. But eventually I'll get enough of the data cells downstairs that we can get all of this stuff in here as well. I've moved these 2 ones which are basically full, and they're now downstairs. So that will fill up eventually, and then we'll be able to get all our ores in there. And you know, I think it's going to look pretty nice and dandy, and we can get some real storage on the go. And then you're going to find out what this room is for, which I haven't gone into yet, because that one is a secret. So the first thing we want to go ahead and do is make a cart assembler, and the cart assembler is, you know, fairly simple, but it's the one of the main things you're going to need. It's very time consuming as well. So we need 2 of these simple PCBs, so we need some iron, some gold, we need all the good things. Let's go in here. Oh, I got a solar panel as well. Oh yeah. Let's put these guys over here for the time being. You know, we'll hook this up at some point as well, this solar panel, but we want to make a cart assembler. We need some simple PCBs. There we go, nice. So let's grab what we're going to need. So we need some gold, we need some iron, we need some redstone. Oh yeah, look at me with my access terminal, bam. Get some of that stuff, and we'll just put these in here like this, and we need to make 2 of these guys. And 1 and 2. Man, I love the fabricator. The fabricator is like the best thing ever. So we got those 2 guys. Now we need these, so we need more iron, and we need some stone, which I'm pretty sure I have in here somewhere. So you can just kind of get in here for the time being. And 1 cart assembler. Oh yeah, where am I going to put this cart assembler? I do not know, because it doesn't require fuel. I guess we could just put it here for the time being. Well, it does require a fuel, but it requires a different type of fuel. It needs coal in here, so for that to use. And I do need to sort out my goo, because Steve's cart has a bit of a weird gooey size on it, so I'm just going to sort that out and I'll be right back. Alright, so that looks a little bit better. You can see the GUI a little bit easier now. And yeah, you're probably going to wonder why I have these solar panels. I thought I would cover this because it was bad. Basically, this episode wasn't going to be about Steve's carts. This episode was going to be about making advanced solar panels. But unfortunately, it seems that NEI lies, and you need tons of iridium and UU matter to make those. Whereas my NEI here, if I show you, a little bit off topic, but I'm just going to defend my case. I typed in NEI. Let's have a look. Solar panels, advanced solar panels. On here, they just say they need these, but the irradiant reinforced plate doesn't actually show. So when I did it, I didn't think it was there. I did a derp, and then if you look, it finds that we need reinforced iridium plates, cenarium plates, and I haven't got any of these, and they need UU matter. So yes, that is why we're leaving that one for the time being, and that is why I need lots of iridium to make all that, which I'm kind of doing at the minute. I think I got a few bits of iridium. How many have I got? I got 3 bits in there, and we've got some of the smaller parts inside our data area, so that is fine. Now, the cart assembler allows you to, as it sounds, make carts. But you do need a few bits to actually use this. So you need engines, tools, attachments if you want attachments, storage if you want a storage, and add-ons if you want add-ons. But there is a rule when it comes to creating carts, and we'll get to that one in just a second. Now, there's a few modular parts that we want for this, and bear in mind that it is a full modular system, so you attach all the parts to the cart, and dependent on the mods and the extra bits that you want, depends on the cart size and how long it takes for it to actually create. So we're going to want a few things. Now, we're going to want ourselves a standard hull, because we don't want a random wooden one. I would go with a reinforced, but they're pretty expensive. We need reinforced metals, which is stabilized metals, all this stuff. It's a bit expensive, but standard is just iron, with these guys, which just sticks and iron, which is very nice and easy. We need ourselves a coal engine, we need a solar engine, we need quite a few bits. So I'm going to go ahead and make all of the parts that I want, and then I will tell you exactly what we're going to be doing, so it won't be a second. I'll be right back. Alright, so I think I've got all the bits that I need to make my cart. So we have a standard hull, we have the coal engine, the solar engine, the woodcutter, the fertilizer, and the side chests. Now, the side chests are questionable because you could have different chests, you can have front and back, but if you have the top one, then it's going to get in the way of the solar panel, so go for either one, it's completely your choice, but the side chests are the one that I went for. Now, the fertilizer is good because it's going to allow us to fertilize our crops or whatever we want to fertilize, be that saplings, crops, anything like that. Obviously, the woodcut is going to allow us to cut them down. Solar engine, so it runs during the night. Coal engine, so it runs during the day. And the standard hull is that you need a hull whatever you make anyway. So if we put this guy in here, you can see that it now brings up this interface here, now operates. And the information on the side here is quite important when you're making your carts. So the hull capacity is 200. Now, the hull capacity of 200 is the exact amount that it can hold, no more, no less. The complexity cap comes down to the modular items that you're putting in there. So for instance, the modular cost of this is 20. This one is 15, we have 34, 10, and 3. So these were all, they're all going to be perfectly fine. But if we tried to put something on there that had a modular cost of over 50, then it wouldn't allow us to put it on there. It wouldn't work. You'd need a better hull to do that, which means you'd need the advanced hull to do that. Now, the total cost at the minute is nothing because I'm putting these on here, but as we start adding items, you're going to see the total cost can go up, and that will include the total time to assemble your cart. Obviously, all of these together, though, the modular costs cannot go over 200. So yeah, there we go. So let's go ahead and put our cart together, shall we? Now, you can see here that the engine, or the hull that you have, depends on the amount of modular items that you can attach to it. So the modular capacity 200, which we've already been over. The max engine count is 3, so you can see here that we have 3 slots to add engines. Obviously, if you have a better hull, you can have more. Max engine accounts obviously is 3, max add-on count is 6. And from there onwards, so you can see the add-on we can only have 6 and whatnot. Now we're going to put in the coal engine and this guy, and you can see that we filled up 2 slots. We could have more, but we don't really need any more. And you can see that it's starting to bring a really nice kind of interface up here of what our cart is going to look like. Now we're going to add the woodcutter, which is a tool, which will go here, and we're going to add our fertilizer, which is an attachment, and our side chests, which are storage. And that shows our cart there, which is looking quite nice. You can see that altogether the total cost is 82, so it's nowhere near the 200 200 hull capacity cap, but that's fine because it means it's going to lower the time to 15 minutes. If you use one of the really advanced ones and adds loads of stuff on there, I've heard horror stories where it can take absolutely hours, so that is horrible. Now there is one last thing that we need to do before we can get this guy going, and that is power it. So we're going to use some coal to do this. So let's go grab ourselves some coal from our ME terminal, and we'll grab a full stack. Now if memory serves, we're going to use pretty much the full stack, so yeah, and that guy goes in there, and go. There we go. So that guy is going to take his time to do his thing. To start making cart, please add cart, blah, 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 assemble. So it's doing it now. Progress you can see down here. It's going to make, oh, we made 1%. Oh, showing us 15 minutes. That's not too bad. Now there's a few more things that we need to make while this is happening. And I'm thinking we're going to need to make some rails. So let's go here and grab some rails. We're going to need a few things to do this. And this is where our creosote downstairs is going to come in very, very handy. We're going to need ourselves some of these guys. Standard rails, which gives us tracks. And to make tracks, we need the standard rails. We need the wooden rail beds, which are ties like this. And to make ties, there's a few ways you can do it. You can either just use a creosote bucket or the creosote bottles with some slabs, or you can go ahead and pop them inside your carpenter like this, which will give them this way as well. I'm probably going to go with the carpenter way of doing it because that's quite an easy way of doing it, I think. So let's grab this, and we actually need to get our water out of here. Now there is one way to get water out of these guys, and we need to grab ourselves, where are you, sir? Let me show you down here what we're going to use. We're going to use what's called a pipette. And this will allow us to take our stuff out. So we need some wool and we need some glass to do this. And I'm sure I have some wool somewhere. Got marble. Maybe not. That's right, we can make some wool. Quickly make one wool. There we go. And we need some glass panes. Bam, making one pipette. Now if we go over here, we will be able to take the excess liquid out of our water tank into our pipette like this, and we pop this guy down here. Give it a second to catch up because it takes a little moment or so to understand what is actually going on, and you'll find that in a minute this will actually say water next to it. There we go, pipette with water. Nice. Gonna go ahead and throw some creosote oil in there, I think, and then we're going to take this out of here because we don't need this recipe anymore, and we're going to pop some of these in here, some wooden ties, and this is going to go ahead and start creating some ties for us. Pretty nice, right? I think I'm going to go and grab a little bit more creosote oil from downstairs, and you know, why not? We'll grab loads. There we go. And you can go inside the carpenter. Come on. This guy likes to take his time sometimes. There we go. So there's all that, and they're making their ties. We're going to need a fair few amount of ties, but there's a few recipes and ways that speed this up as well. So we just need some regular tracks. So let's have a look at what tracks we want. So regular ones. So we need some standard rails, and standard rails can be made a few ways. You're going to need a rolling machine, but it depends on the type of ingot that you use with this. So bronze will give us 6, iron will give us 8. If we use some refined iron, we'll get 10, or if we use steel, we'll get 16. And then you can go really fancy, use aluminium. You can use titanium, which gives you 32. Wow. Or you can use some tungsten ingots, which give you 32. I'm going to go with steel because I have quite a bit of steel, and that will give us a decent amount of rail beds. So let's go ahead and make some of these guys. Bam. There we go. Making us some rails. Oh yeah. And with these we should then be able to go ahead and put our rail beds in between, giving us 32. That is a massive amount. And we just need 4. How many we got so far? And we want you to make this last one. Come on, you can do it. Oh, we're out of wood. Okay. So let's go ahead and grab a little more wood from inside here. Oh, I'm doing it in the wrong bit. There we go. And we need some more slabs. Bam. And you can go in there. There we go. Cool. So this should give us all the bits that we need to make this guy. And then we need to make a few more things. So we need to make a advanced detector rail. which is this guy, which is made with redstone, pressure plates, and iron. Pressure plates are obviously just 2 bits of stone like that. So let's go ahead and make this guy, and you know, we've got some stone spare, so it's not too bad. We'll just pop these like this and make 2 of you guys. We need some redstone and some iron right here. Grab some redstone from inside here. And we'll just take, I don't know, we'll take half a stack this time. Cool beans. Alright, so let's make one of these guys. So let's have a look at the recipe. So it goes a little bit like this. There we go, giving us 2 advanced detector rails. I think that is pretty cool. Alright, so we've got those. We've got our standard rails. Now let's make these into one of these guys, our rail beds. And now we can go ahead and move these like this, giving us 32 tracks. Looking pretty good. Alright, so now we've got one last thing that we need to make, which I'm going to make quickly. And just wait for this to do its thing. And then we're going to be pretty good and set up, ready to get our tree farm on the go. Alright, looks like our Steve's cart is done. We now have this guy here, the modular cart, and it shows all of the kind of attachments we've put on. We put the standard hull, coal engine, solar engine, woodcut, fertilizer, and side chests. Loving it. So let's take this guy here, and it left us with 9 coal, so pretty much a whole stack. Now, the last thing that I went and made was the cargo manager, this guy here. And it's fairly, well, it's not really expensive, but it just takes loads of little bits to make. The same with most of the forestry type stuff. So I got all this type of bits, the chest panes. I always find that their kind of recipes kind of tie in quite nice with Steve's carts. So it's always a bit weird in how they do it, kind of like the a lot of the other railcraft stuff as well. So alright, let's go ahead and make this guy. Now, I've made a very nice place out here to go and put him. I think here is probably the best place to do it. Kind of got rid of all the grass and all the shrubs and all that sort of stuff, and we're going to pop this guy down. So I'm thinking we're going to do it sideways, so this way we can kind of get a good kind of example on where the trees are going to be. So let's put these guys like this, and we want him to come along, and we want a good 3 inside. And I think we're going to have just enough rails to do this. 6. There we go. That is more than enough rails for our Steve's cart to work. So let's grab our cargo manager and our advanced rail, and we're going to pop this guy here. There we go. And now we want to take our cargo manager and pop him here. There we go, looking good. And you can see the green sides of the side that's poking on that side. So if we go into here, we get this GUI here, which I'll go into in a second. Just want to put down my cart quickly. We'll pop him here. I'm going to turn the solar engines off because we don't want the solar engines to run at this very minute in time. They're going to go pick some power up, and you can see that they come out the top, which looks pretty wicked, doesn't it? That looks pretty awesome. You see the little carts on the side, and when I go into it, they open up and everything. Gotta love it. We've got our engine here, which is out of fuel at the minute. We have the woodcutters, fertilizing, and side chests. So I'm going to set this to low priority, which means it's only going to run when it's at night, and the solar engine will set to high priority, so it'll run during the day. Obviously, when it's nighttime, it can't run, so even though it's on high, it won't work. So then it will kind of work and go to the coal, which seems like a good way of doing it to me. There we go. Oh, gotta love an iron door. Alright, so let's grab some coal, and we'll fill this guy up with some coal. And I keep going Eddie Iron doing that all the time. Alright, we'll take a couple of stacks of coal, I think. Bam. And you can use that when it's night time and he runs out of his solar power. That door gets me every time. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright, so let's fill this guy with some coal. So those can go into the engine parts there. We're going to put the... Oh, he's off. We don't want him to run just yet, so let's disable that for the time being. Come on, calm down, young one. Calm down. So we're going to put the saplings into the side chest because we want these saplings to work quite nicely. Actually, they can go in the woodcut, why not? The fertilizer, we will go through that in a second. I just want to talk about this quickly first. So what this guy does, it allows you to, as it sounds, cargo manager allows you to manage your carts, and dependent on the side, you can see we have different colors. I am using Sphax, which makes this look a little bit different than you're probably used to. So you can get the general gist that this will be yellow, that's green, that's blue, and that's red. So you can see here. Now the side that's interacting with our distributor here, we're going to have is green. So let's change this. We're going to change it to... I don't want to do that. I want to change this to green. There we go. And we're going to change this guy to green as well. And this side can just be set as, I think it's black. Oh, there we go. That's turned off. That would do. You can be turned off as well. Nice. And we're going to tell these guys to do different things. So for this one here, we're going to tell it, let's find the chest. So change part of the cart, currently storage slots. There we go. And we're going to have the storage come into here. And I'm pretty sure that's the right one. Got seeds. These things can do tons of stuff. That's the sapling one that we want in a minute. So yeah, we want to change this part here to go into the cargo manager, and then to come out of the cargo manager we want saplings, additional saplings to come out of the cargo manager, and whatever's left once the cart starts overflowing with saplings will get left inside here, and then we can start kind of, oh yeah, we'll get a big supply of these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and start this guy up, and hopefully it's going to work. So set this guy on low. And there we go. You can see he's planting his saplings. He's going to do his thing, which is quite nice. And because we have the solar panel, during the night he's going to use the coal, and during the day he will use his solar panel. So he's quite energy efficient. You know, he's a green little machine, this one is. And we're going to go ahead and give him some fertilizer, I think. Now there's a couple of ways of doing this, and I think you can feed bones directly into here, and you can see the fertilizer is going up. Now the fertilizer doesn't instantaneously grow the plants, but it does speed up the process. If we go over here, we might be able to see one of them grow, and just see how this little guy here interacts with it. I'm going to sit down and have a potato, and we'll give this guy a few seconds to see if he likes to do his thing. And come on, hopefully it's going to work. We should see as well, when he comes here he stops and does this. So you can see that he tries to go into the cart, but he has nothing inside him at the minute. And once he's full of saplings in his internal storage, you'll then see that it'll come out of here into here like this. Oh yeah, well that will go into the cart, and this one go into the storage manager. So let's give him a few seconds to do his thing, and eventually we're going to get this guy hooked up with a, oh there we go. So he's cutting away. He's going to cut through this. You can see that his solar panels went down as well because it was covered by the tree, but obviously we have the coal, so that's going to work perfectly fine. You can see we have some apples in there and some wood inside our sidecar. When he comes around here, he should put in his apples and all this good stuff. There we go. He's looking for some saplings, but we haven't got any, and he's off again. He's on his way. What a nifty little machine. Gotta love him. So yeah, we're going to leave him running. He should be perfectly fine. And what we're going to do is hook this guy up, probably in this episode, probably in a later episode, with a item tesseract. And then we'll get all of the saplings fed directly into our applied and logistics storage station. And then we can use the saplings from that to power our quarry. And that will give us a massive amount of saplings compared to the Mine Factory Reloaded one that we had over there, which is a very good way of getting rubber, I think, at a lower power cost, but it's still kind of very energy efficient or unefficient, or whatever you want to call it, I guess. But we got some cool stuff from it, so I'm quite happy with that. But this guy's going to carry on and do his thing, and you know, he is a legend. Alright guys, so I'm going to leave that episode there. That is another episode on the Utopia server, the Feed the Beast Ultimate Utopia server. Just say, I'm loving it at the minute, having a right laugh on here, doing a lot of stuff. Had a lot of you guys asking about where the Tech It episode is, or where the next Tech It episode for the series is. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that I'm having a real good time on here. And you know, there's so many mods. There's like double the mods the Tech It one has, and it has all the ones the Tech It one has in it as well. So yeah, if I was you, I would get onto the Feed the Beast Ultimate, because it's just without sounding biased, it's just better, because there's more you can do, and why wouldn't you want to do more, and why wouldn't you want to make your game last longer? Makes sense to me, right? So yeah, but that doesn't say it's the end of the Tech It series. I will be carrying on with it. I'm just taking a little break at the minute while I kind of experiment on here with some cool things, and then maybe we'll come back to the Tech It series when it's kind of evolved a little bit, or when they've added some new bits into the actual pack itself. Alright guys, I'll see you soon for another episode. Have a good one, and goodbye.